Okay, I just looked up that lay girls. Okay, I looked up that the stripper, that's, okay, I looked it up. The stripper building lay girls in San Diego was built in 1969. I'm not really good with timelines or names or geography and a lot of things. But as a god, you heard everybody's comments. I'm so impossibly unbeatable. But I'm not very good at this. I don't know where you're trying to head with this. I did go to lay girls. And I pretended to be a human. I went to lay girls to get a job. And I was trying to protect a stripper. The stripper girl lady was being stalked by a politician, bad, kind of a creepy corruption guy who became inappropriately obsessive. And yes, it was before the Bonnie birth in 1974 stuff I had to go through. But I don't know where you're headed with any of it. And the girl that I was trying to save, because the gods estimated she'd get killed. And she was a very nice girl. The gods loved her so much that they didn't want her to get killed. Her name, when she was, dancing around being the hot girl for the boys, I think her name was like, what did she picked a cute name, like, what was her name? Her name was something very cute, like, what was her name? It was like, it was a really cutesy name. And I picked something you'd predict, like God's little angel type of. My weird name when I got hired, because everybody had to make a name, was more like God's little angel. Like, it was an obvious name. And then her name was really sweetsy, sugary, cutesy. I think her name was, gosh, boy, this will tell you how hard it is to show up as the babushka lady and everything else when you're always fighting this damn fight all the time against everybody. I want to say candy, but it wasn't that simple. It was like candy apples, or candy apples, candy apples, candy. I feel like a retard. I just want to be like, I don't know. Candy apples. I want to keep saying candy apples. But I know that's not exactly right. My powers know that's not exactly right. Candy twirl? Candy. No, come on, I can do this. Candy Dream. I think it was Candy Dream. I think her name was Candy Dream. And don't worry, she didn't die. I've never failed at anything I was actually able to succeed at. The only time I failed was when there was no way to succeed. Usually because there was nothing I was allowed to do because I was sacrificing or something. And can't ultimately fight back until my resurrections and my utter victories or my moments to win. You have to remember that when you are the savior of all things once and for all, you can't have anything and the enemies get everything. And then you just have to win against all of it from nothing. It's the most impossible, sickening, horrifying things ever known. And they'll start where you're dead and it's impossible and stuff. But you also get the worst death forever against everything and more. So, I mean, you just have to focus on the greater tomorrow where they die forever for every last thing they've done. Because I guarantee, when you have to win against all enemies, it'll never be anything anybody would even want to survive or exist in. And it'll be unsurvivable from the beginning. You might want to think about these things because a lot of people might be headed there soon now. But where were you headed with this? I know my death was impossible, and no one gave a shit because I was either going to win and get my children the gods back or not. And evil god enemies settled my death till it was sickening and taught everybody to just murder the fuck out of me over and over and settle my death till it was sickening. All I got was that they have to die more than all of it forever. Watch out, because now it's everybody else's turn. I can't protect anybody that I'm not going to save. So you all have to learn to be excessively dead forever. There's nothing else. I don't know what anybody was thinking, but it's not my problem. And I help the good boys and the good girls stay away from these things so we don't have to care. Good people live on, so that's all that matters. So, like, where are we headed with all this?